morning, traders. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday. On this beautiful day after, the beautiful day after, I'll just call it. um, yeah, after the elections, midterm elections, um, expect the market. I personally expect the market to be somewhat sideways, being that both sides controls different chambers of the government here. Um, But I mean, I overall see it going up. But right now, just sideways action. Yeah. So let me just get into the recap of yesterday really quickly. Made three trades, two winners, one loser. Total profit was $87.40 before commissions. Um, and again, made three trades. And I'll go ahead and get right into it. As you can see here, all of the trades were on one stock, which is SRNE. I was looking for the breakdown, which it did do as I anticipated. Um, so as you can see over here, let's get it together with SRNE. Let's see. I just noticed a lot of weakness in it. My first trade was at 820. But if anybody look at the live stream yesterday, you'll see what happened live. I actually hit. I thought I hit the short button to go short SRNE, because I just see the downward pressures under the VWAP. You know what I mean? It ran up and let me see here. In pre-market, it ran up and hit the 50-day on the daily chart. Well, it went just above it, but it couldn't hold it. So that all of that was a sign of weakness to me. Um, so from the beginning, I wanted to go short. But anyway, I pressed the buy button instead of the sell button, which would have been to short it. So anyway, I got in for 390. So I was just waiting basically because the stock was the bid was down to like down to like 375, 370. So I was really just waiting for the bid to close up so I could just get out because that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to short it. But anyway, it was stuck for so long with no activity. So that's why you see it from 820 to 843 because it just, as you can see here, it just didn't move anywhere. It didn't move anywhere once I got in here at 820, and then it just kind of stayed. The bid and the ask didn't change, put it that way. The stock moved a little here and there, but the bid and the ask stayed where it was. So I was waiting for the bid to close up, and the ask to close, so I could just set the ask to close up. Sorry, so I could sell out. So that was that trade, and then I took another trade on it. As I said, I knew I had a bias, a short bias feeling on it. So therefore, I was waiting on the opportunity to go short, and it gave me just that at 9:30. It broke below this support, this short-term support here, which gave me the confidence to go in short, and that I did. I went in at 378, got out at 368, which was about up here. Uh, got out. Could have stayed in a little longer. As I can always say, I can say that on almost every trade. But that's my biggest problem, honestly, is holding my winners. And it's something that I've been struggling with and working on for so long. But I mean, I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna get it. I've been trying and I've been doing little things to look for targets. You know what I mean? Just so that look for targets for my stock to go to, so that'll encourage me to hold it longer. Because I figure, hey, you're gonna hold the losers, which I don't hold the losers anymore. Now I have areas that I'm gonna get out if it goes against me. But as a whole, I always say, well, hey, the losers are always so big. Well, why don't I hold the winners? Why don't I hold the winners as long and as easily as I hold the losers? It's kind of crazy, but psychologically for me, it's like I see profit and I just take profit. You know what I mean? It's like I'd rather see some profit than than try to get greedy and see it go from green to red. So that's my mindset, but I need to change it. I got to stop thinking like that. I got to hold on to these winners, man. I've left a lot on the table, and I'm working on that as we speak. So that was the second trade, and then I was looking for it to bounce back up because once again, I had an overall short bias on it. The only caveat was that it did have good news. So it's really you really have to be careful when trying to short any stock that has good news. So that was actually a gamble in itself. For me, going short on a stock with news, I was basically going on my technicals and just totally almost disregard the news. But you really don't want to do that. That's not a good habit to make uh, because a strong catalyst can very well squeeze you out. When you're trying to get in on the short side. But I took one more trade. I took it at 9:32. I was just waiting on a little bounce because I was still short bias, and sure enough, it gave me the bounce I wanted. Uh, Around this area here, and I got out at 364 again, and it actually went down to 345. So I left 20 cents on the table, but hey, yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Is I gotta stop just taking every little thing I get. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with profit as a whole, but I definitely want to work on that. So anyway, that first trade I was down $30, and I took two more trades, which put me up $117.40. But that bought me to green $87. So I actually made $117 on that stock, SRNE. I told myself I'm gonna just simply stick to two trades a day. Yesterday I took one additional trade. Really, honestly, it was a spur of the moment. But I'm telling myself I'm gonna stick to two trades only a day. The reason why is I feel like that will make me focus on the best setups or better setups, knowing that I only have two trades to make a day. So that's the goal now. I made three trades yesterday, as you can see here, one round trip, two, and then three round trip trades. But I'm gonna I'm gonna stick to two trades. I'm gonna try to stick to two trades a day, and I'm gonna try to make those trades really count. Whether those trades are red or whether those trades are green, whether one is red or one is green, doesn't matter. Two trades is what I'm gonna stick to, and that's just gonna be that. If it's two loser trades, that means hey, to me that's telling me hey, it's just not the day for you. It's not the day for you to try to make more trades anyway. If you're red on two trades, then it's not the day for you to continue trading anyway. So don't keep trading after your second trade. If it's a winning day and you get two good winners and the market's hot, if it's the hot market, may take that third trade as just a maximum though. The max is three. But like I said, the goal is really to stick to two, and three is pushing it. That's in the red. I look at it like the RPM meter in a car. You know, uh, one and two is in the safe area, and then one's just like in RPMs when it hits that 6, 7, 8,000 RPM. You have that little red line that goes there. The little red line lets you know that hey, you're pushing it, boy. You're about to, you're gonna blow something here. So that's how I look at that now. One and two is in the safe mode, but three is in the red, and I can't go past three. Once you hit three, that's actually in the red as it is. So you're already in trouble. So don't go any further. Don't proceed. You can't proceed with caution because you can't proceed at all. So anyway, let's look at the market today. That was the recap of those trades. And now my equity is back up to 617. That was those trades. So now let's get into today. Let's see what's going on in the market today. Let me go ahead and relog in here. Alrighty, everything is fresh and brand new. And so far, what I've had on my watch list is FOMX for today. It is not doing too hot. It spiked up, and ever since that, it's been down. It's faded. Yep. Ever since it pop up this morning on news, positive top line results of a phase three program, which that's actually pretty real good news. So I would be careful for the shorts. Shorters, be careful. That's the best thing I can say here. Although, based on the chart, let's see here. Where did this end up? It's actually I would just be careful, shorts. I would watch it around this 485 level. If it gets this far, see how it reacts there for a bounce. But if it can't hold that level, then I would say it may be safer to short. But just watch that 485 area. So anywhere between the 470s to 490, all the way in around that area. Just watch how the stock reacts if it gets there. Uh, if it never gets that low, then to me that's a strong sign that it's gonna push back up. So that's FOMX. Let's go on down the scanner, see what else is going on. I saw a couple movers, but they're on the obviously they're on the higher side, on the higher float side. NIO sideways action, where it went down. I'm sorry, from yesterday. It went down pretty good. Right now, like I thought the market would do, it's still somewhat, sideways, because it's a small divide going on. You got the Democrats running one office, and then you got the Republicans running the other. The House and the Senate is split, so that's kind of why I feel like the market will be a little sideways, based on that. If it was a majority, then you would see the market very volatile one way or the other. Majority Democrat, it'll be more. I think it would have shot down. They say historically that's what happens. Or if it was a majority Republican, which would have kept the status quo here, it would have spiked. That this is based on history. If the same office, if the same party controls something after an election, if it continues to control it, stock market continues in whatever direction it was going at that time, and it usually will go the opposite way if the roles were flipped. So, but in this case, the House and the Senate, the Democrats are running one, and the Republicans is running the other. So I feel like, as far as the markets, not getting into politics or any of that, but just as far as the market, the market will be, somewhat sideways. You'll see a little action here and there, like always. The market's always going to give opportunity, but overall market sentiment would be, somewhat sideways. And as you can see, you know, if you look at the just Wednesday's activity here on the SPY, you see what I was saying. It pretty much was a sideways action. It's breaking down a little bit. So the sentiment is like the sentiment was indecision, and like, I don't know. But now it's kind of going like down. Like, there people like, all right, I'm not liking what's going on. So the market kind of tells you. That's the interesting thing about the market. It basically shows emotion. Through charts and the established full establishment here. It shows emotion. As you can see, everybody was sideways, and that's how people were thinking, I guess, overall. So it's just interesting to see that how the market and just how this market in general shows emotion, because that's what the market is made of, emotions. Emotion, mostly emotion. You got the computers, you got the aces that leave emotions out of everything, but the majority is that. Well, let's see what else is going on here. I'm not gonna be on long this morning. Um, Unless I see something pop up, I may pull this chat back up. But I just basically wanted to give you a recap of yesterday and take a quick look of the market and see what's going on in it. And as it stands, the market is pretty leveled out. I think we should see some opportunities come closer to the bell or right after the bell. Something that tells me there's gonna be some parabolic plays. GNC here actually is looking pretty healthy. GNC right here. Let's see. Yep, got good news this morning. And honestly, I've been watching GNC myself for a long-term play. I should have. I actually got a couple shares down, like 280 area, 290 area, in my larger account, as an investment because it's for the company is pretty promising. I know the fundamentals pretty are leveled out. But the GNC is continuing to grow. They grew by subtraction. I think they closed down a lot of centers, and they basically consolidated everything um, to become more profitable. Anyway, that's more on the investment side. But as far as on the day trade side here, good news. It's up. It's up pretty big. Up down from this under $4 area to 4.60, 60 cent pull up. That's pretty good. I'll put it on watch. GNC it moves it every now and then it'll give you one of those pretty big moves, but it's not normally known as a big mover. 372, so it give you a good 50 cent. It's not a big dollar mover. Uh, Let me see here. Low high. Yeah, it did when it go. It went up a dollar January 18th. Went up over a dollar rather. So every now and then you can get that from it. So it's one to keep on watch. I'll put it on my watch list. But most of these movers are over 100 million shares, so just watch that. You know, it's not the most exciting moves because they'll move, and some of them do move just like a lower flow stock. See here, here's another. Here's an example right here. MDXG. I mean, it did. It's a short, but still, it went from over $6 to almost $4, $2, and it's 100 million share float per Thinkorswim scanner. It's 100 million shares, 111 million shares in the float, but you see it move $2. So you never know with these stocks, man. Sometimes people say, oh, it has to have a low float for it to move, but this is an example. I know it's to the downside, but I've saw something that goes up the same way. So MDXG trying to bounce a little with such a far fall. definitely something to keep an eye on. But I wouldn't, it's not that's not a play I make. I don't play those types of stocks, the bounces like that. But I mean, it was a nice bounce for anybody who knows how to catch it and who caught it. That was what 60 cent. Well, not 60 cent. It went from 425 to 485. So a good 60 cent quick bounce. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't do those kind of plays. But wow, I want to see what news was on this for it to drop that far. In response to delisting, let me see here. MI MI Medex adopts limited duration shareholder rights plan in response to delisting from the Nasdaq. All right, so yeah, I could see why it would be going down at such a high level. I think the swim's starting to lag, as you can see. It's taking forever for these stocks to pull up. So, you know what that means? I'm gonna soon have to close this out, this stream, because the computer's starting to get really laggy. Take a look at a couple more of these good stocks before I close out. There is a lot of gappers though. There is some gappers on a higher side of things, higher price. But the market is definitely giving a lot of opportunity today. It's a lot of opportunity today. Yeah, man. Look at here. From the 70 area all the way up to $84. That's a 10 cent gain. I mean, sorry, not 10 cent, $10, $15 gain. Almost a $15 gain there overnight. That's some points there, man. If you had 1,000 shares, that'll be 15,000. You would wake up this morning with, if you went in yesterday with 1,000 shares, you would wake up $15,000 richer, almost $15,000 richer this morning. That's the potential of the market here. That is the potential, my friends, and that's why we are all here. That's why I'm here. Anyway, HPR, HPR looking pretty good. It jumped up almost $1 here overnight. Only thing is it has is it got some overhead resistance there. Earnings came out. HPR. Let me see what's the float on that. It's 212 million shares in the float. But as you can see, I'll give you an example. Oh man, MDXG bouncing. 28 to $30, 27 to $30 rather, 3 cent bounce. Hey man, some people's portfolio they're waking up in good shape on the long side. But you can see the overall market, everything is pretty much anything that's active is spiking. So spiking to the long side, it's looking like a more of a long day. So shorters, be careful out there. Whenever it's a more long bias day, those moves to the downside that you think is a break is usually false, so keep that in mind. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here for today. That is all that I see for now. If I do make a trade, you guys will see it tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you like what you're seeing here. If you want to just keep up with what's going on, and just to help support the channel, that would be nice of you guys. That'll be a nice Christmas present for me, and I will definitely return the favor, giving you guys something back in return. But anywho, I will see you guys first thing tomorrow.